3, 2, 1, and we're live. Hi, everyone. You know the drill. Me and Alistair are back. We have another tournament coming up. This one is the Danish Nationals.
Yep, it's an exciting one for you guys.
Well, it's
I
the
know that.
biggest one that's been held so far. So yeah,
Yep, and there are Scottish players in attendance, I believe.
there is at least someone from the UK. I'm not sure. Phil is not coming this year. He's coming to Zealand Open. But we've got. I counted them out. There were people from 7 countries coming.
That's good. So
So
before we jump into reviewing all these lists, what's your player pack? Because I have to admit, I have not fully read it. Sorry, Bo.
you have not fully read it. Well, I can open it up for you guys so you can actually see it live. So I'm going to share it here because everything is in this Google Drive. I will link it down below because as soon as this video comes out, the lists are all out. You can go and watch them. So here we have the Danish Nationals. So it's 5 games over 2 days, and this is all the so army selection, single generic reinforced platoon, 1200 points, and you can bring a maximum of 1 free unit. And this one there's an EO group on this. I wasn't in agreement with this one, but it's there. There's a maximum of 2 of the same units for major nations. So that's the Brits, the Soviets, the Germans, Japan, and the US. So you can't really spam units, which I guess is okay, but it did create some very messed up what you could and couldn't do. So there was a lot of questions for this, and that's it. No
And
further changes.
does that restriction include stuff like trucks?
It would include trucks, yes, for these
Okay.
major nations. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
I forgot. 18 order dice cap. So also pulling the order dice a bit down, which I guess would encourage heavier tanks and stuff.
Yep. And what are the points?
1200. Single
Ooh.
generic reinforced platoon,
Is
1200.
it a single?
Single.
Wow. Okay. This
So
is
you have a
good.
lot of points, and you have to distribute them among different veteran units, maybe by a veteran tank or something. I mean, because you have to spend the points.
Yeah. Well, let's get your screen shared and let's start with
Right.
the lists.
I will start with the lists. Right.
I have to say,
Um,
I am an enormous fan of single platoon events.
yeah, me as well.
Huge fan.
So this one is from Anders Olsen, and Anders has been on a Gurkha trip, trying to emulate me, I guess. And he has brought 18 order dice, 1200 points. Brits, inexperienced second lieutenant with an extra man, 8-man Gurkha section with a submachine gun, 8-man Gurkha section, free forward artillery observer, Canadian engineers with a flamethrower, Canadian engineers with a flamethrower, both of them are stubborn, and a Chindit section because of that maximum of 2 of the same unit, so he could take 2 Gurkhas, 2 engineers, and then
Yep.
something else, Chindits. I'm not sure why he brought a submachine gun though on the NCO, because Chindits are really good with rifles, but yeah, well, 8-man unit, up and at 'em, medium mortar regular with a spotter, sniper team, flamethrower team, Piat team, light howitzer, that's the 25-pounder without the spotter, horse-drawn limber for that, a recce jeep, that's the double MG jeep, a brain carrier, double brain carriers for the engineers, a jeep, and a Dhaka Stewart.
What an excellent list.
Yeah, we've seen this list before, haven't we?
Yep. There is no adjustments that I would really start to make in any of this. You look at as you said, look with the points and the single platoon, you're going to see a lot more veteran style infantry,
Yeah.
and in other formats, those engineers would be regular just to save the points, but you can make them veteran.
Yeah.
Would it be nice to see a few more submachine guns on them?
Yes, I think so too.
Yep.
Especially because the veterans will survive a little bit better, so they might actually make it out after they've disembarked from the Brent carriers and make it
Mm-hmm.
the next round.
Yep.
Yeah.
A thought on the Chindit section with your submachine gun comment. the Chindits and other units like them, sometimes when in the older books, the NCO automatically came with a submachine gun, and there was no option to remove it. And I found them every now and then when I'm doing sort of more obscure lists. That could be the reason why.
Could, yeah.
It could
The
be.
only thing I think, and this might be a meta thing, depending on what actually turns out in the rest of the lists, he might struggle a little bit because 1200 points, 18 order dice, single generic, he might be up against some heavier armor. And he hasn't, well, he's got a peer team and a flamethrowers, but he hasn't really got anything at range that can hurt a heavy armor, has he?
No, I mean the light anti-tank gun on the Stuart and the light artillery piece, the +4, it's enough to make sure you can put a pin on something.
Yeah.
But the Piat team, being your main tool, look, it's a great list.
It is.
Every list we can eventually pick some deficiencies in, but you wouldn't want to walk past this one. This is it's a good one.
No, you really wouldn't. Just back to my ranking system here for a sec. I know we're not going to do a lot of ranking. The Juggers have talked crap about it, and people in the comments have also talked crap about my ranking. Where would you rank this? Would this be a 5?
In this format, I would place it 3.5 to 4 because it's a good list, but that lack of anti-tank and something that we spoke about off-screen, there's a shift towards the anti-Stuart, anti-Gurkha meta, and anything that's anti-Stuart, anti-Gurkha is also all going to be anti-veteran infantry and any other sort of light armor, so the Bren carriers.
And we're of course talking about bunches and bunches of automatic cannons.
Yeah.
So I think
4.
I think I couldn't improve much on this list, but for me it's a 4, given the what we expect from this tournament. Yeah. Right. So that was Anders. Then we have the other Anders. This is Anders Gerfeldt, who actually was part of the Danish WTC team in Poland, so way back. Now, he has been on a journey with Germans, but this one is a Soviet army from him. 18 order dice, 1200 points. Soviet reinforced, inexperienced lieutenant with an extra man. 2 units of guards with Panzerfausts, 8-man units. Frontnik Commissar with an extra man. An LMG squad with double LMGs. And 2 People's Militia, 12-man full-strength units. These can outflank very well. The Free Squad, medium machine gun team, veteran. He's just trolling us at this point. That's for shits and giggles. Medium mortar team with a spotter, sniper team. 3 anti-tank rifles, assist 3. An SU-76I that's got the AP rounds and has a light howitzer, so 8+ front-facing howitzer, and 2 trucks. That's it.
I really like the list.
Yeah.
Obviously we're going to talk about the competitiveness of it, and it's got deficiencies, but what it does have is an enormous amount of, as I like to call them, warm bodies.
Yep.
Really
so there's a lot.
36 in the militia squads.
Yep.
Then you're backed up by the 2 guard squads who, well, they're obviously going in the trucks. You look at what they've got. They've all got submachine guns. That's an enormous amount of points to spend. But there's no engineers. There's no flamethrowers. So these guys are going in those trucks, and they're going to be rushing forward. Rushing forward. Jokes. I suspect, though, because there's going to be space in those trucks, those put an anti-tank rifle in each of them as well.
Yeah.
Just to get the small units moving forward. And I suppose the officer could jump into one of those as well. Then, as well, the Frontnik Commissar, I am sure, and I will be corrected, if he's within the influence distance, he negates the -1 for rifle shots, doesn't he?
Does.
Yeah. So there's 36 inexperienced, but firing at regular rifle shots.
Yeah.
So the mid-range pinning power of this army is really good.
It is.
So I think
and it's a surprisingly dangerous proposition to stand in front of these Gar squads. I know because I actually played Anders and using this army a few weeks back at Jan's place, and it's a surprisingly good army.
And the medium machine gun team veteran with the gun shield.
Yeah,
That's going to be a tough little nut to dig out of somewhere.
you can't. You're gonna have to land a mortar on it because that I tried to kill it. We had snipers shooting at it. We had infantry shooting at it. It survived all our game. Everything that was thrown at it, and it just sat there dealing out pins every turn.
Yep.
Tick, 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 tick. So if you can find a place for it, okay, it's way too expensive. I mean, yeah, but he uses it rather well, and as such, okay.
No, really, really enjoyable list to read, and I would like to see it do well. What I will comment on, though, coming from Denmark now, is that we've had two lists, and with it, the extra points, you've both taken medium mortars regular with spotters. Well done, as it should be.
Yeah, not everyone here is on the inexperienced mortar train.
I'm glad.
Then we have Andrew.
Now, I believe Andrew is from Scotland.
He is.
Actually, you know what? I know he's from Scotland because I've read this list before.
Yeah, I guess you have. Have you actually played against it as well?
No.
Okay, right.
No.
So 17 order dice, 1,199 points. He is using the green Fallschirmjägers here. So we have a green Fallschirmjäger squad here with the NCO having a submachine gun. Then a regular Fallschirmjäger, a veteran Fallschirmjäger with rifles, stubborn, and 2 light machine guns. These are his backline holders. They're going to sit there and shoot out, aren't they? But they could also push up. Brandenburgers to control the board like that. Storm Pioneers with submachine guns on everybody and flamethrowers. Why not one rifleman here?
Well, I know what you're saying that for is just to act as the loader for the flamethrower.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep. And then another green Fallschirmjäger squad here, inexperienced, submachine guns, 4 of them, 1 assault rifle. No, 4 assault rifles. Wow, that's a lot of shots coming out of this unit. If they make it to regular, damn.
Yep.
An MG 34 LMG team, medium mortar team, inexperienced sniper team, flamethrower team, anti-tank rifle team, a flak 36 with the gun shield. That is the no, that's the heavy autocannon. Wow, with the gun shield, regular. Oof. The 250/9 with the light autocannon, a 7/1 armored cab. I don't know what that is. Platform mounted light. That's the truck.
It's the quad truck.
It's the quad truck. It's got 4 light autocannons, 8 shots. Wow, that's a lot of shots. Double Kugelwagen, Swimwagen, and a Fallschirmjäger lieutenant from. He had to take that from another selector because Easy Army wouldn't allow him to take it.
Yep.
So that is a lot of autocannon shots coming out of this list.
See, I mean, again, off screen, myself and Bo were talking about the anti-Stuart, anti-Gurkha meta.
Yeah, this
is
it.
I highlighted that in Scotland it is very much evident, and here is a Scottish player. So yeah, it's
just imagine that the SDK have said 7/1 driving up into the flank of Stuart.
It will disappear pretty quick. But also, imagine that thing outflanking.
Yeah.
And driving on and encountering any sort of infantry squad, that would just make it disappear so quick.
Yeah.
But I know we're here to talk about the efficiencies or deficiencies of lists, and some of the squad formations are a little bit askew.
Yeah.
In terms of the combinations of submachine guns with assault rifles. But I would imagine this has got a good theme in terms of what was being used by these forces.
I think so, and I think also that the assault rifles, submachine guns, it's just a matter of pouring in as many shots into this one unit as you possibly can get.
Yep.
So it's 8 dudes, each of them with 2 shots. So it's 16 shots coming out of this unit. If they make it to regular, that is terrifying.
But you've got to look at the transport combination. So the 2 Kuhl wagons, flamethrower team, anti-tank rifle.
Yep.
And
then
then
a swim wagon that's
swim
also
wagon's
wheeled
the
and
same.
can go over
drive through water.
Drive through water.
So is that going to be? That could be the officer because he's a single man.
Could be.
Officer, flamethrower team to make a nice little outflanking hit squad.
You could also put the LMG team into one of them and pull that in from a flank.
Yeah, you've got the options there, and then you cannot ignore the Brandenburgers and the special rules that they come with as well. So
they should control the board nicely.
If those Fallschirmjäger squads get some good green rolls, this list becomes a tougher proposition. And if your light vehicles are caught in the open, by that armored cab, but then you've also got other light autocannons prowling the battlefield. So good times.
I like the combination of having one fixed autocannon that sits there, blocks your line of sight. That will typically encourage players to place their armor somewhere where it can't get to it. But then you have 2 movable that can outflank into that area or drive up a flank or whatever. I really like that combination. You're blocking them in and then going hunting for them.
Fun times.
Very, very good times. This was, again, a nice list to read through here. And then we have Andrzej. So he's from Poland. He is bringing 16 order dice, 1,200 points. I still think 16 order dice is pretty good. 1,200. I don't think it's too low, do you?
No. It's a good total. Especially in single platoon as well. Yeah.
Because sometimes you just have to pour the points in because it's not always worth taking the small teams and. So second lieutenant in experience with an extra man. A lot of that going on. Late war Paris. These are the stubborn Italian Paris here, right? So they've got double Panzerfaust and 7 submachine guns. Then the Ardites, again, 7 submachine guns. These are tough fighters behind enemy lines. Forza Diamo, I can't remember what that does.
No, can I.
But 2 veteran Italian units here. Then the Guastatori's Destruction, single flamethrower. I don't think you need 2 most of the time, anyway. It's just extra security. And then double black shirts, regular fanatic tough fighter, because he takes the case blue black shirts here with the case blue rule that they become fanatics on top of it. Medium mortar, inexperienced, flamethrower team, anti-tank rifle team, like this for the Italians now. Medium howitzer with a spotter, mule team that can't actually pull that medium howitzer. An auto blender with bunches of machine guns, and then the Dhaka Polizei M15 tank. Fiat to transport the flamethrower, and Auto Predator to put something like maybe the Guastatories or maybe one of the SMG units, and a truck. Italians are back.
Yeah, they're definitely rated now. They're not a auto lose when you turn up to the table, are they?
Nope.
So I need to get more experience playing against Italians, which has started to happen, which is nice. But look, you look at that parachute squad. They're going to be a tough one to dig out of anywhere.
Yeah.
7 submachine guns, 2 Panzerfaust. So
yeah. And the Adidas as well. That's 7 veterans with submachine guns on both of these units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
tough work. The flamethrower group, yeah, for sure. I would maybe have taken.
the cheap engineers, right?
Yeah,
Running up.
I would have sprung for both the flamethrowers, to be honest.
You would?
Yep. 20 points for another one. Yeah, I would have taken it. 100%.
Just to be sure that whatever you aim them at goes away.
Yeah, just that guaranteed it'll happen. The Auto Protetto can only transport 8 though.
Yeah.
So that's a bit disappointing because that limits it. That means that those black shirts can't go in because they're 9-man squads. So you're pretty much parachuting or the RDT sections going in. And then it's one of those maths things that really frustrates me because you like to fill transports. So the lieutenant can't join any of those units.
Well, he could join the Guastatories if the Guastatories go in
in that transport.
Yeah.
But look, cruising through for the other positives, anti-tank rifle, so leaning into the reroll for armor penetration. Then you went with the auto blinder with all the machine guns, though. I would have sprung for the auto cannons.
I would as well. Yeah. That's maybe the one thing where I disagree with this list. I would have taken the autocannon on the auto blender.
Yeah. I would have just squeezed this Italian list for every autocannon I could have deployed.
Because they're just so good for the Italians now, right?
Yep. They're really good. So I guess the thing with this Italian list is it's a good list. It's a nice list. But other nations can do this, do what's happening here without too much fuss.
Yeah.
So it's, you could see a British Gurkha list turn up with something very close to this.
Oh yeah. I mean, you have two like close combat units. You have two veteran units. You have an engineer unit. You have a darker tank. All of it is very recognizable. It's just nice for me to see that it's an Italian list that doesn't suck for once.
Yeah, it is good for the Italians. I am. Yeah, they're going to win a major event this year.
I think so.
Somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. We shall see if it will be the Danish Nationals. And I think we do one more this video here, and it is going to be Bjarke. Now, Bjarke was on the Danish Team B that actually won the wooden spoon at the WTC this year. Yeah. And he is bringing his Soviets. He always, if he can, brings his Soviets. So 18 organized, 1,200 points. Inexperienced junior lieutenant, no helper. Double assault engineers here with lots of submachine guns and flamethrower and single Faust in each unit. Veterans. A polytruck. He always brings a polytruck. Naval infantry. 8-man regulars to fighters. Guards. 10 men, submachine gun, and a Panzerfaust. People's militia. He always also brings one of these. People's militia. He loves his people's militia. 2 of them unarmed. The rest have rifles. They are full strength. The free rifle squad. Medium mortar, inexperienced. Dog mines, 2 of those. Inexperienced 2-man teams. An anti-tank rifle team. An AA gun, again, that's a heavy autocannon. BA-20, a Stuart Dhaka, 2 trucks, and a Jeep.
Whoa, good balanced list, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because he has range and he has closed up. I mean, he has Panzerfaust there to threaten away armor. He has tough fighters.
Those big engineer squads. Because they're what, 5, 6, 7, 8-man veteran engineers. So bags of submachine guns, flamethrower, Panzerfaust times 2. So they're in trucks, fast moving. So so it's that counterbalance of 5 guys in a brain carrier, slow but armored, more protection, get you there. Whereas these guys are more veterans, faster moving vehicle,
quick,
prone to damage. Splashed all the points on the Stuart for everything it can get. There's the Pinto, the Recce, it's all there.
Would you put your lieutenant in with the engineers in one of the trucks?
Have to.
Yeah.
Absolutely have to. I'd also be tempted to put a dog mine team in as well. because you've got the space.
You
Eight,
do.
8 veterans,
Yeah.
plus a dog mine, plus a lieutenant.
Coming in from the outflank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's eggs in a basket, but
It is.
if it
Yeah.
can come on and find some cover, that's fine. What does the Jeep do? Is that just
I am
dice?
not actually sure about that Jeep. I think it must be for the other Dogmine team.
I suppose it could be
Or for the
that
anti-tank rifle, maybe. I'm not
dog
sure
mine
why you
and
would.
the lieutenant.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've released the mission pack, but if there's some sort
We
of
have. Yeah.
envelopment, double envelopment there.
Let's see here. We are not playing double envelopment, but we are playing meeting engagement, key positions, double
Yes, you are
envelopment. Sorry,
double
I forgot.
envelopment. So
Double envelopment. Yeah.
so
So
stuff like that.
sectors, 2 bridges, which is like a modified version of timely objectives with key positions and timely objectives.
Yep. So those little fast moving order dice, great for sectors, great for double envelopment.
Yeah.
I would hope Yarka does well with this list.
Yeah, I think he will, because it for me this is a really good balanced list. And I know you like playing balanced lists more than I do. I don't really enjoy playing them myself, but this is a really good. It has all the tools, right? It has
No,
everything you really need.
I would happily pick up this list and use it.
Yeah.
It's the style of list I would write for myself. A few little tweaks, but the naval squad.
Mm.
I'm a big fan of those guys. Just when you've got regular rifle guys, but with tough fighter, they're a decent threat.
Very. Yeah.
The two 12-man squads. Yeah, I'm really happy with that list, mate. I'd like to see it close to the top.
Should be possible, unless he goes for the wooden spoon, like completely monofocused again. Anyways, that was it for us today for this first video. We might be back for more, but we will see how it goes, and we'll see you in the next one.